I did a commercial with Michael Bay where I had to like lay down on the ground and shine a light in a lion's mouth when it roared. Every time that my eyes met that lion's eyes, it was terrifying. The Mandalorian, I did a couple episodes of season 1 and all of season 2. As the lighting designer, I was like, okay, well, I need to check out the lightsaber, and I'm like holding the lightsaber. I'm like, Skywalker's lightsaber, look at this. You know? And I'm like, yep, it's glowing green. Yep, totally great. Yep, thank you, okay. I think he might have called me an idiot. He's like, what are you, an idiot? You know, like something like that. And I was like, that's it, I made it.
Yeah.
Michael Bay just yelled at me. I also got to ride in Optimus Prime. They drove me around the city of Detroit.
That's
totally
so
awesome.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
That's certifiably totally awesome.
Hey, Insiders!
We are so excited to be here, back on the Totally Awesome Show.
I know. This is actually the first one with this brand new sign that we absolutely love.
The
We
first one we
finally
filmed.
have a totally awesome sign.
Yeah, we do have a totally awesome sign.
Yes.
It's totally awesome to be totally awesome. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
Totally awesome.
Totally
yeah,
awesome.
but we have a fantastic guest today, someone we've been friends with for a very long time, who's just done some pretty fun things, I would say, some pretty awesome things.
Yes. This is our friend Wes, and he is like a master here in Hollywood. He's done so many different roles and so many cool things that I can't wait to tell them a little bit about.
Yeah.
He is also a director and has a bunch of movies that he's directed, and I think you're pretty awesome. So when we talked about Totally Awesome Show, we're like, we gotta have Wes.
Gotta have Wes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And you wear a lot of hats on productions, which is kind of cool too. And he actually did walk in and fix our lighting.
He did.
Because he is a master at
So
that.
Yes.
if you saw this one, you're like, this just looks so like warm
So much-
and nice.
yeah.
It was all
That
his
was
Wow,
advice.
that lighting.
So thank you, Wes. you were totally awesome before the cameras even started rolling, right? Leveling up our show. But anyway, welcome to the Totally Awesome Show. We're glad to have you.
It's totally awesome to be here.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
I love it.
What I think is funny about Wes is the first time I met you, you were kind of an actor. Not really, because it was your movie. But
Yes.
you were in the movie as an actor. And it was just so funny to me because you had a bald head and you were gluing on the hair from your head to make a mustache. And so my first impression of Wes is like bald with like his hair glued to his face.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So-
this is Wes. I'm like, hi, Wes.
Yes.
Nice.
So-
And that was like, what, 10 years ago or something crazy?
Yeah.
It's a crazy long
A
amount of
crazy
time
long
now.
Yeah, which is like
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I met you.
Do you have any perspective on the bald head and mustache world?
That was an interesting one. So I was directing a installment for an anthology film, and I'd written it and we'd cast it, and I had like a bunch of like really cool actors playing different parts, and like a bunch of, I had a bunch of big directors and big writers and big Hollywood producers that were like playing cameos, and then like the night before we were filming, one of the roles was no longer able to appear, but everybody else was there. Location was already rented, like everything was there.
Yeah.
So we just decided I was going to do it.
Nice.
So we tried doing like a last minute bald cap, but I had very thick, not short hair, and it just wasn't working in the time we had allotted. So we were like, okay, we're going to shave it.
All right.
So we shaved the top of my head, leaving the sides, so I looked like an old balding man.
Yep.
And the other gentleman who was originally going to play that character had like this great bushy mustache, and everybody decided they really liked that.
Yeah.
And so, okay, well, what do we do? And so we came up with the idea to give me a mustache using the hair that we'd cut off my head. And I
had all that extra
You
hair.
had all the extra just sitting there.
And like amazingly enough, that was like my first meeting of not only you, but like multiple other people. Like, big movie writer who was like coming and doing this as a favor to another friend of mine was like, I'm sitting in the makeup chair and he walks in, hey, how are you? And I'm like,
Hi, I'm the director.
Balding 40-year-old with a fake mustache from my head. And I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is how I get to meet all of you people for the very first time. And this is the first impression.
This is the first impression.
the first impression,
10 years later, we're still talking about it. So something worked.
Yeah.
Something worked. That was so funny to me because like like in hindsight, it was like kind of a horror film, but my role was just so pleasant and so fun. And so like my experience on set was like so joyous. And then like I watched the movie and I'm like, oh my God, is this what we were making? It's like so funny to me.
That's very true.
Because literally like we just had the best time hanging out on set. I think like
It was
you
like
guys
Christmas
were doing
energy.
it was it was a Christmas
it's
movie,
Christmas.
and you were reading us like a scary ghost story, which is really fun. And then I didn't even realize when we filmed it, but we went up into like the Big Bear to get like this winter scene, and this guy off in the distance is like murders me or whatever, and like, I didn't know that when I was filming. I was like, oh, just playing in the snow. It's implied,
Oh,
right?
look,
implied.
it's a Santa Claus.
It's just so funny to me because like my experience of filming the movie and then going and watching it, I was like, I had no idea that was like the direction it was going.
Yeah.
And you were still pretty young when it came out too, so I was like
was.
sending the link to your parents, and I'm like, I don't know if you want to let them watch this or not, but
Yeah.
here you go.
You did it. So here we go. Have
I don't know if
fun.
I'd let my kids watch it, but check it out.
I did think that Eric and I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you were in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I definitely watched my scenes. That was a little bit later that I actually watched the whole movie. But that was just so, like, that whole experience is so funny to me because it was like so many like moments where like you not actually being bald or like me not actually being in this like feel good Christmas movie I thought I was in, right? Like so many things about that just crack me
That's
up.
honestly what made you so good for that role, Adam. It's like we just need someone who's so happy who doesn't realize what film he's in. And like anytime you cut to your scenes, you just look like you're in like a Christmas story. You just have a good time. And then-
Yes,
Oh, man.
it was so funny. So
Funny
anyway,
part to that is for like the first 6 months of knowing you had no idea what you looked like just because I knew
It
that
changed
that
every
wasn't
time.
it.
That wasn't
Yeah.
it.
I knew
But
that wasn't it, and I remember hanging out with Whitney, your wife, and I'm like,
Is this the
is
same
this
guy?
the same guy? Is this who I think
is
it
this
is?
Wes? I
it's like,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there actually was a time where Kara would come up to us and she'd be like, that's Wes, right?
like,
She's
is that Wes?
I'm pretty sure that's Wes.
It
And
took a
Kara
couple
was-
times of you looking like
Oh,
you know
that's
yourself
awesome.
that I'm like, okay, that's Wes.
That's Wes. I got it handled. That's
Yeah.
Wes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
All good memories, though.
Oh,
All
yes.
good memories. That
Yes.
was so much fun.
That's I don't know, just such a like a snapshot of what this life kind of entails sometimes
I know.
because you have so many things in motion that you can't say, well, one person backed out, so we're canceling the
Yeah.
location, the equipment, the
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
actors and the crew.
you just
And
have
so
to,
you just roll with it.
yeah, you just have to
Just
roll with
run.
it. Yeah.
That is, I mean, that's what's fun about being on set, though. I think.
Oh, I love sets. Any opportunity
gosh,
to be
yeah.
on set is such a blast. I don't know.
Yeah.
You've been on a lot more sets than we have. So, and I know not all sets are created equal either,
Mm-hmm.
but I always think it's kind of a fun opportunity whenever you get to like be on set and like, you know, do the set thing. I always think it's a blast.
Do you have any favorites, like sets you've worked on, maybe for like a specific project or a crew or a studio? Like, is there one that when you see you take, like, you want to do that more, or is it all just kind of the same?
No, it's definitely not all the same.
Okay.
So I've been directing my projects and my movies and short films and music videos and commercials for 18 years.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
And so I have at this point in time like a group, my crew that
Yeah.
I like to work with. And
Right.
so,
That's cool.
you know,
Yeah.
we've been working together for years and years, and we're all friends and we all help each other and we're all like, you know, like they're my people. And so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
that like when you find your crew and your tribe that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
helps you make your stuff, like that's like the best, the most
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also like I just did season 2 of Fallout.
Oh, nice.
And
Nice.
That was, it's a, you know, massive crew, like probably 1,000 people that work on
Wow.
that crew, like on and off production. And, you
Yeah.
know, but there was not one department or like one person that was like a jerk
Right.
or that you didn't like to work with
Yeah.
or was selfish. It
Yeah.
was like one of the only times I've been on a set that big where everybody was like nice and friendly and super excited to be there and
Yeah.
like work together really well. And it was, you know, a rarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that also is like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
when you get in
yeah.
those zones, you're like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
That's
feeling.
super cool.
Yeah.
That is probably a really awesome feeling when you've like built a crew though that you get to like and go make like a movie with your people and then it like turns out and I don't know I think it would add an extra bump to the project, just be like a feel good element to it when it's like you and your people like put this movie together and
Yeah.
or this project together. It's like, man, look what we can do together, guys. And then you get to like carry that crew with you into the next project too, which is always really fun.
that's gotta be fun.
Yeah, that's gotta be awesome.
And as fun as that set is to be on, I also feel like as a viewer, that makes a better product to watch every time.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
that comes through in your final product every time.
I know. I truly feel like, especially in Hollywood, like what is happening behind the scenes, the energy totally carries onto the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I think, and when you can have 1,000 people that all get along, right? It's
They're all that excited,
that's
just
when you know
energetic.
you have something special too.
Absolutely.
On Fallout. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one of our favorite sets you've been on, where we've probably geeked out the most. Which,
Yes.
I know. I want to say I'm proud of us for how many times that Wes drops things, and we're like, okay, nice.
Cool.
And he's like, I was on set with Tom Holland, or I was, let's see, it's like, did you see the trailer to Loki? He's like, that shot with the fire is like, I was in charge of that.
I was
Or
like,
like, there's like, or like the lighting or something.
I know, and then one of them was like Mandalorian, and it's like, oh,
This is the one.
This is
Mandalorian was the
Yeah,
one.
that's the one we're
That's
talking.
what
Yeah.
we'll say, because we like are talking, and you're like, oh, I know Baby Yoda. He's like, I was like,
Like,
what?
Yeah.
That was before it was named Grogu, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda was the
Baby
only
Yoda
name
was
we
the
had
only
for
name,
it.
so we're gonna.
I guess there was the child, but nobody called it that.
Yeah.
The child.
Yeah, it was Baby Yoda.
We called him Grogu on set.
Did
Okay,
you?
very
Just
cool.
So
early.
we knew the name, yeah.
Wow.
So
Good.
you called him Grogu even before it was revealed.
Wow.
Good for you
That
guys.
makes me happy that there was a name going into it, and they weren't like, "Oh shoot, we got to give this baby a name."
Yeah.
I'm glad there was like very
A
intentional
plan for that.
Yeah.
Plan for that, yeah.
But what was the story like of The Mandalorian when you worked on there? Because I know they obviously kept a lot of things secretive, but eventually you're working on a scene where Luke Skywalker literally comes in and saves the day.
I know,
And
like,
that must have just been the coolest. As a Star Wars fan myself, I would have been
Lost
on
my
set
mind.
just losing it. So,
Yeah.
how did that go? Was it as fun as it sounds?
It was pretty amazing. So the Mandalorian, I did a couple episodes of season 1 and all of season 2.
Okay.
The Luke Skywalker bit though, like it was unnamed in the script. Like they wanted to keep it
Yeah.
absolutely secret from everyone,
Wow.
like the crew, everyone, and so
don't
we
blame
didn't
them.
know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then
absolutely.
like the rumors started flying around and we got the lightsaber a couple of days ahead of time. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's green. Who can that be? And so, and everybody on the crew is a Star Wars fan.
Oh, yeah.
So we start talking like, okay, who could be this, could be that, could be this, could
Yeah.
be that. And then, you get the character on set and you're like, oh, he's got a glove on, huh? And it's like, at that point, it's like absolutely obvious to everyone. And like everybody is like
Yeah.
secretly like buzzing from the energy. And,
And you all have to pretend like you don't know that that's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you absolutely know
at,
that's
at
Luke
that point in
Skywalker.
time, the pretense was gone. Like everybody's like, that's Luke Skywalker. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe we're working with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Oh,
And
man.
as the lighting designer, I was like, okay, well, I need to check out the lightsaber. And I'm like holding the lightsaber. I'm like, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Look at this.
then you're
And I'm like, yep, it's glowing green. Yep,
Yeah.
totally great.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you. Okay.
Like, look at the glow on my face. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, we might need a photo of this just to make sure.
Just
Make
classic
sure for the lighting.
troubleshooting, testing, not geeking out at all.
That's awesome.
That's
So it
hilarious.
was amazing.
So,
Oh, yeah.
writing designer, what does that mean? Because obviously, like, that's such an important job, especially when you're working with lightsabers that like cast such a glow, right?
Yeah.
But like, what is that? Like, what do you do in that role?
So I work as a gaffer or a chief lighting technician, and what that means is that I work directly under the cinematographer to achieve the lighting style and the look of the film.
Cool.
So I'm in charge of the entire lighting department. I work with the cinematographer to establish a look. I'm in charge of like all the equipment and all of the power and
Yeah.
Right.
everything for the entire set.
Okay.
That's awesome. And that's so important to stay consistent with, and something that I feel like kind of even now sets Hollywood apart from other videos you might see is just that level of intentionality just for lighting. And just when you're watching a film, imagine if it kind of scattered just based on where the sun was when we were filming,
Yeah.
right? And different things.
Yeah.
And obviously a very important role to keep that up. And then it gets cooler with lightsabers, of course. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level
That's a whole nother
of
level.
lighting and glow. And,
Yeah.
But
But especially in big movies, you tell a story with lighting though. So it's not even just that like the shot needs to look good. It's like no, is it a moody shot or is it like
Is it
like
warm?
Is this a happy scene or is it this a really intense kind of serious scene?
yeah,
Yeah.
in like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, they have the lighting. I was impressed with that one because it was like the red for Darth Vader, and then the blue for Obi-Wan, and then that like tells a story of like who's in what color or whatever. So like there's so much you can do with lighting.
Yeah.
I think it's really awesome and really important. And especially when you can walk in here and fix our lighting. It's like, wow.
Exactly.
It's like, we should have
a good
West
party
all the
trick,
time.
if
I
not
know.
thinking- yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good party trick.
Yes.
You know, at most parties doesn't play well.
That's okay. Our party.
A good podcast.
Yeah, a good podcast.
Podcast party.
Not a
There you go.
traditional potluck.
That's funny. I know, like I think even a couple of our first episodes, like when we started cutting between like the two of us and the wide shot and then the two over there, we fixed it in post, but it was not perfect. So then we're like, all right, we got to figure this out.
And
So
it was frankly quite a bit of time fixing it in post.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was, they like even it out. So
I know.
Yeah.
Kind of embarrassing. Wes is like, do you know your lights are two different colors right now? No.
Like,
I swear all of them haven't been that way, but this will probably be much easier.
I just didn't know if it was on purpose or not. I was
exactly.
asking questions.
It's our style.
style. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
It is.
Yeah. It's like daytime over here, and then your guys' shot is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Nighttime. And
Nighttime. That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Oh man.
So when you do like a big budget movie or show like Mandalorian, then you also do like music videos or things. Are those different, or are they like kind of the same? Because
does it all? Yeah.
like does it all like I don't know like how do I say this? Do you have like a routine, or is every set like a little bit different?
Every project is 100% different. Like
Yeah.
you have to,
Nice.
you know, everything you do has different needs, and you have to structure everything based on those needs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I can
that's
see
good.
that.
That's good. And then on projects you're directing versus different sets, do you find yourself still working on lighting as the director is like your favorite thing, or do you try and let whoever's doing the lighting work on your sets then open up and do
like
their
how do you like
thing?
let go of like the lighting job when you're director, right? So or not, or I don't know.
Or how do you not direct
or
when you're
not.
lighting and be like, it should be like this? But
as a director, I try to feel like filmmaking is a very collaborative sport.
Yeah.
You know, so letting your writer do his job, letting the cinematographer do their job, letting the editor add something to the project. Like everything can elevate the project and stuff.
Yeah.
And as a director, like it's your idea. Like there might be 1,000 great ideas, but not all the great ideas deserve to be in one project. you know?
Right.
So I try to decompartmentalize and trust the people that I bring on, to like, okay,
Nice.
you did the lighting and I'm just going to stay out of it and,
Nice.
let you do your things. And also there's so many things that I have to focus on as a director that like,
Yeah, no, that's true too.
yeah,
it's
that's
kind of
Yeah.
easy to let it go and focus on what I have to.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I
There's
believe
no
it.
shortage of
Yeah.
like things to handle,
Yeah.
so that's fair.
I will say on some of our videos we've always done all of our own editing. So we've done like 1,000 videos and always edited them ourselves. And then we recently had an editor that we were working with. And I thought I was going to be like, oh, it's got to be like this way or this way. But I was actually just so happy just to like have someone else do it. And I really like their ideas too. They're like, and
Yeah.
what they were able to like
Well, and the
capture
different
in our
like
visuals.
flavor of that video when it came back to us was so like
It
good.
was unique. It was
refreshing.
It
fun.
was refreshing,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Oh, you made us funnier than we thought we would."
Yes.
Because
yes.
I'm like, "This is really
Impossible.
entertaining."
I know.
Impossible.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
there were a lot of moments that I probably would have cut out just as like filler, and she made them really funny, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my
Yeah.
god,
I was proud.
This
I was
is
amazed.
Yeah, it was fun. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, we
So you're very right.
And
And
very-
yeah,
very right,
just
very
in
right.
that
Yeah,
sense,
so yeah, just from
any individual person that you add or subtract to a set is going to kind of change the project a little bit. Obviously, all kind of weaving back to the director, but it still is all very important. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I feel
awesome.
This industry is very difficult,
Yeah.
and it's very
It is.
difficult to stay in long term and stuff. And so anybody
Yeah.
who's doing a job in this industry, is there for a reason. They have the passion, they have the like, they want to be storytellers or whatever. They're there for a reason, and they're doing that job for a reason because
Yes.
Yeah.
otherwise they would have just kind of filtered out.
Yeah.
So it's important to give the editor their opportunity to add their voice,
Yeah.
and then, maybe you see they do something like that where you're like, oh, that's cool. I didn't even think about that. And then maybe they do something else that you're like, okay, well, this thing was,
Yeah.
I have an intention of this, so we need to steer back to that intention
Exactly.
because it affects the story. But then you see other things and you're like, oh, great, that's such a great idea.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
all really important.
It is.
Yeah, that's a
It
very
is.
good
And
point.
we've really liked just the concept of growing our team is really fun, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's
it
been
allows
great.
you to do like more things and I don't know, it's been really fun to like get other people's energy in our projects too, right?
Yeah,
So when you talked about like building your team, that's got to be such a rewarding feeling when you like have your crew that like makes movies together, because we're like in the very early one or two people stages of that, and it feels really good already. It's like, man, we have like a big team.
When this gets bigger, this is going to be
we're gonna love
incredible.
it. Yeah,
Well, that's how it starts.
Yeah.
You get one or two to go along with you, and then more come and more come and more come. And you collect people that you like their energy and their vibe, and like, you really like what they do and how they think, and you know, and you just collect them.
Yeah,
I love it.
you collect them. You're like, all right. Yes, it's like the Infinity Stones. You're like, all right, another one.
Do you have a favorite project that you've directed? Maybe it's not the Christmas movie where you shaved your head. Maybe it is, but do you have I don't know, a project? Because obviously, as a director, sometimes you like find a project, or sometimes it's something you wrote yourself or cast yourself.
Or is
so
that like asking you to pick a favorite child?
Yeah, it could be.
It's kind of similar to like pick a favorite child, but there are projects that I've done where I'm not like, you know, like, okay, this was a director for hire work, you know, like, it's not, you know, like, I'm not so invested in this. But like, you know,
I'm here to direct, but it's not like my movie. Right.
Yeah.
But there is a certain amount of like, in order to direct something, you kind of got to have passion for it. So like you find the passion for like whatever. You know?
Whatever it is.
I did a pet insurance commercial.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, okay, how do I get passionate about
How do I get passionate about pet insurance?
But I did. I got passionate because we were showing like the relationship between like dogs and their owners, and like why it's important. And you know, so you find passion and a reason for everything. But but when you have your projects, it's
you don't
like,
have to find
they're all
it's
like
already
they're all
there.
kind of your baby, and so they, you know, some of them you like more than others, but you know,
you can't admit that.
You don't say that because it'll make them feel bad.
Exactly.
For sure.
But I do have like a couple of short films that I'm really proud of that like had huge festival premieres and had like very big long festival runs and stuff. And,
That's great.
And you know, so those like, even though I've done like full length movies and big music videos and national commercials, like those like little short films are like, I'm always kind of like, that was cool.
That's my baby.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that. But short films are they're such a unique thing too to like this industry as well, because it's like it really is how you can tell like a micro story, and then in a lot of ways you're almost pitching a bigger story in some regard. Right? Not always, but you can.
No, but a lot of projects you see like they make a short film, and then if it does well kind of in that festival run is when you see bigger movies come out and use those same mechanics and storylines. So it's definitely a little bit of like the pulse of the industry.
It's very unique too, because I think like the average viewer like will obviously watch a movie, or they'll watch like, you know, a commercial or all these, or a music video. But when you're like in the industry, that's where the short films are, you like start to really like
start to love
passionate
them
about short films as well. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
I kind of feel like I wish there was more of a market and scene for short films. You know, and in all the other art forms, there's, you know, like telling of a story, you know, like there's authors like Stephen King writes short stories. Like even after they're, you know, the biggest, most successful novelist, you know, he's still writing short stories. And like songwriters who write stories about songs. And like, you know, there's like in all these other art forms, there's like super successful people. You know, I would love more short films. Like I want to see Steven Spielberg tell a short film. I want to see like,
and be like just as intentional as he would be
like
with
short
his Steven
stories.
Spielberg movies, but just like do a short movie.
Just short.
I do think that would be really cool. I do think that would be really fun. And man, I like that idea.
I'm getting excited about
that idea.
Great
I want to
idea.
see just like, well, like you said, just like a big budget short film, right?
Yeah.
It would be kind of fun. Yeah, I would love that. Which, you know, it's kind of interesting with YouTube, because there's like everything is kind of in a short film kind of role, but it's a little more.
It's, you know, it's more. I don't know. It's more
personal,
YouTuber-y.
YouTuber-y. I don't know. It has like its own style as well, right?
Sometimes
it's
less
usually
scripted.
less scripted. Less produced. Not less produced.
They can
I don't
be.
know. They can't. I mean,
it just depends on your intention.
Vlogs is a style for a reason.
Like Eric said, depends on your attention. Now, Mr. Beast is getting pretty produced.
Yeah, I know. That was what we were all thinking when I said it.
There is a market like YouTube for short stuff, and there's lots of people that make like big budget YouTube stuff and like very professional YouTube stuff.
Oh,
and,
yes.
You know, I just feel like more of like a mainstream. You know, like I want all the streaming services to have like this is the shorts, you know,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
there's like Michael Bay did one, and you know,
Yeah.
like I want to see like
Uh-huh.
short films as a serious storytelling
I agree.
Yeah.
market, you know,
Yeah.
not just as like I want to make this and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
That's
I
a
want to
good
make
point.
this to sell a full movie. Like I want to like, you know,
Yeah.
make this
Yeah.
just because it's this.
That's the headline.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
just that
The
film.
only thing I can think of that does that really well actually is Pixar.
I was gonna
and
say
that.
animation.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
their short films, they really do those Pixar shorts, and they are fantastic.
They're great.
And they
Lava.
put them-
are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Lava.
love Lava.
They tell a
Honestly, I
fantastic
like
story.
some Pixar shorts better than most Pixar movies.
Better than the movies.
I love Lava. I love Lava. I love the little sandpiper one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They're
Yeah,
so
those
good.
are really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
a good
are.
point.
And like, guys, you've been watching long enough. You know we love Disney. You know I love Pixar.
Yes.
But those
Yeah.
shorts, there's something about them.
And it's funny, I don't know, animation gets away with it though. So I don't.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that like animation gets those short movies, but we haven't really dove into like a filmed short movie thing
Yeah,
that
right.
like goes up
Yeah.
before a movie or anything.
I'd
Yeah,
love to
so-
see that.
Yeah.
I would too.
I
That'd be
hope
fun.
one day there's.
I hope
just-
somebody important is watching this and is like, I'll
It's
go
like-
do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a great idea.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna steal
Honestly,
that.
you can steal it. Even.
Yeah,
Just-
take it, take it.
We don't even need the credit. Yeah.
If you steal that, it means it exists now.
Yeah.
So-
But if you need a director or
You know.
a kid that doesn't know what kind of movie he's in, right here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so obviously you're passionate about like filmmaking and stories, but like, where did that come from? Like, has it like always been that way, or
Is there a specific story or like movie that you watched when you were younger that made you want to do this, or is it just kind of a general everything? Or?
Sure, yeah. I kind of always wanted to be a storyteller, like, but I think I originally, when I was younger, I wanted to be an actor. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
And so I acted in plays, and I was, you know, I grew up in a very small town in Idaho that nobody's ever heard of, you know, so there was no
Yeah.
entertainment, you know,
Right,
like,
yeah,
like,
right, yeah, yeah.
they didn't even make local commercials. Like there was
Wow.
nothing, you know,
Wow.
like
Man.
it was I could do like school plays, and then I could go do like community theater at like 2 towns over, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
And like that was it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I was acting and stuff, and then you know I wrote stories, and like my dad was a really big like ghost storyteller.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
You know,
nice.
So then I would start telling ghost stories too, because I
Yeah.
thought it was like me and all my friends, or like me and the cousins, we'd always be like, "Tell us a ghost story," you know. It was like
I'm
the
ready.
coolest thing in the
Oh,
world.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so I would start telling them too and stuff. And then I remember when I was young, I think I was in kindergarten, my parents got divorced. And like as a young kid, I couldn't really grasp like, okay,
Yeah.
why? Like why? Like,
Yeah.
why can't you both just live, just
just
be
be
nice?
together.
Like
Yeah.
why
Right.
why can't we live together, you know? And,
Yeah. No, I get that.
and I just didn't know. Couldn't figure it out, you know. And I remember I was living with my mom, and we would go to my dad's on the weekend. And I remember, you know, my dad loved movies, and like,
Yeah.
well, that's how we bonded.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting on his lap, and we were watching The Goonies.
Oh, man.
And like for that hour and a half, I watched like these kids take on the world, and like they saved their parents, you know, like they saved the town, and like they took on everything, and you know, it was these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for that hour and a half sitting on my dad's lap, everything was fine. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think about anything. I was so, you know, like I'm a Goonie, you know, this is amazing. You know, like I was there.
Yeah.
And I think at that point I kind of decided like, oh, this is what I want to do. Like I want to make everything okay for everyone, and like
Yeah.
save the thing. You know?
Yeah. No, I totally
That's great.
understand.
So
Yeah.
like The Goonies is like kind of what inspired it all, and like
Yeah.
I kind of like really I kind of decided right then, and my parents were like very supportive, and like both my mom and dad encouraged me to like, okay, if this is what you want to do it. And so like I started like writing stories, and like my dad, it was, you know, in the 90s, so I had like a big
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the
Oh,
big
yeah.
home
Big home
camcorder. You know, my
big,
dad
yeah.
was like, here, use this camcorder, go do your thing. And so
make movies.
like
Nice.
I just started telling stories like from that moment of The Goonies.
Wow.
That's
That is
amazing.
so
That's so
awesome.
cool.
That's a great
That is
story.
the dream. Honestly, is just that is just being so inspired by a story, and being able to then like just make your way into the industry. I guess that's really cool. And
I
that's,
know,
that's
because I
fun.
mean, now you've been here. You said 18 years, so like you're constantly making movies, and like, that is so cool. That that little kid that was watching the Goonies like now gets to like do that. What you
Yeah.
like,
Well,
that
and
is
I feel
awesome.
like that story is like the perfect example of the Hollywood dream, we'll call it, of wanting to tell those stories and, you know, making films on your own and with a camcorder.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know you wanted to be an actor first, so I'm glad I was there for your actorial debut with the, or maybe not debut, but acting in the project.
Your first impression.
Was Wes as an actor.
Yeah.
So I think
Turns out I had a face for the radio, so I just,
my dad has told me that many times. To be fair, when we first got to Hollywood, my first job, I was on the radio for 18 months.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I did set him up for it at least.
Yeah.
But I have heard that one
this.
plenty of times. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that the Goonies is like kind of like your why, like why you make movies and things. I think that is really special. That is super fun.
Have you had a project that you've like directed or worked on in any regard that felt like, I guess like maybe you did film school or different things. What was like the first time that you felt that dream coming true and something that you felt like not only because you loved it, because like, but you could do it as your job?
We call it like our I can't believe this is my life moment, right? It's maybe like the first time you're like, wow, like I'm actually like doing it.
Yeah.
you know, I think there were so many, but there is one that like totally stands out. But it like happened not really at the beginning of my career. You know, like I went to film school. Well, first I went to theater school because the college in Idaho didn't have a film program at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a degree in theater, and then I went to film school and did my film school stuff, and you know, directed a ton of projects, produced movies, you know, like did my own stuff, and then I actually filmed a short film that had like a huge premiere and played at film festivals for like 2 years, and then I worked on a bunch of giant movies as like crew.
Yeah.
And then I got hired to do reshoots on, I think, Transformers 2 or 3. I don't even remember what it was. I've done a couple of Transformers films that it was. I think it was Transformers 3.
Okay.
We were doing reshoots on Transformers 3. And I just finished doing Pain and Gain and like these other Michael Bay movies with the same gaffer that I was working for. And he'd hired me to do these reshoots and stuff. And so I was up in a big scissor lift, and I had 2 big lights, and I was like lighting this stage. And
Nice.
we're all there working, and we're lit, and you know, it's like 10 a.m. So Michael Bay is about to show up. The actors are there. Everybody's ready.
Yeah.
You know, like it's about to get like serious. We're gonna shoot this shot, and Michael Bay walks in the door of this like giant soundstage and immediately starts like, turn that off, do that. Hey, you do that. Grab this. Hey, grab that actor and bring him over here. Like immediately, like just like head on a swivel, like telling people to do stuff. And he looks up at me and he's like, turn that one off. And then keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And goes, hey, you! I said, turn that off. I think he might have called me an idiot. He's like, what are you, an idiot? You know, like something like that. And I was like, that's it. I made it.
Yeah.
Michael Bay just yelled at me. This is it. This is it. I have made it in the film industry.
I'm living the dream, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this is it. This is that. That was like that moment I got home from like, I texted my mom. I'm like, I did it. Michael Bay just yelled at me. This is amazing.
I love it. I
was like, and he looked right at me when he was
He looked
yelling.
right at me.
It wasn't my department. It wasn't my team. It was me.
Yeah.
That's great.
He acknowledged my presence.
He did.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love
that's
that.
a perfect version of that. And just
Yeah.
as like once you're on, I guess like a Michael Bay set, it becomes very real that you're a part of something that big, and you know, your contribution to the story was enough for Michael Bay to be like,
notice
you.
me, yeah.
You. That's awesome.
I love it. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
That is a
That's a
fantastic
great
story.
wow moment for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's totally awesome.
That's totally
And I was
awesome.
also like a little like inspired or starstruck or what, like he just walked through the door and immediately like knew everything that was happening. You know, like, it was like, hey, do this, you grab that, let's bring it all over here, let's do this, grab the camera and point it this way. You know, like he was immediately
Like, captain of the ship. Like
in everything and like knew everything too. Like it wasn't like him just like, let's do what I want to do. Like he knew everything that the crew had been doing for the last couple hours by walking through the door. And I was kind of like, wow, that's like kind of impressive actually.
Yeah. I had the whole process down to the point that he could just
direct
walk in a set where you don't even know which way the camera is pointing yet, and he knows what has to go just to get the perfect shot.
Yeah, just have
That's
that
pretty cool.
memory of what you know they're going to set up for to know how to change it to what you're going for.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
exactly.
that,
To make
incredible.
it's very difficult but powerful when you can make whatever vision is in your head come to life, right?
Yeah.
And so to be able to direct that many people to make whatever your vision is come to life.
Especially that instantly upon walking through a door.
Oh yeah.
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 And like I paused, I like got in my radio and I was like asking the gaffer that I worked for who tells us what the lighting. I'm like, hey, the director just told me to turn the light off.
What do you think?
And that's because I took that time to like double check.
Yeah.
And so he
Right.
was like, hey, I said turn that off. And the gaffer was like, oh yeah, if he says something, do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he is my boss.
Check.
Whatever
Like-
he
Good,
says.
check. Good to know.
Yeah,
Will do. Turn off.
It's like you look at Michael Bay and you're like, I have to check with the gaffer first. It's like, sorry.
Sorry, Michael Bay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold that thought.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like, give me
man.
a second. I gotta check with my boss. Yeah. It's like, that's me. Oh, that's awesome.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great story. And I can just imagine that, that moment you're like, whoa, you're like, I've totally made it. Like
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
great.
it.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh.
This is my life now.
Yeah.
And it's totally awesome.
It is totally awesome.
That's why you're here.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so funny when we came up with the name for the show because we were like had all these ideas in our head and we were like going through and like we really didn't like any of the names.
Yeah,
and
We had
then
a ton
tried.
of name
and then
options,
someone's
actually.
like, well, what do you want the show to be? It's like I just want it to be totally awesome. And I was like,
Bam.
And I'm like, that's it.
That's the name.
That's the name.
Yes.
that's the name.
Yeah.
The totally awesome show. Yeah.
Yeah, just
and-
the overall concept of awesome people, awesome stories. Because we love to hear from awesome people, and they obviously have cool stories, and we like to ask for those kind of fun moments like yours. I can't believe this is my life, and get those awesome pieces out.
Well,
so.
we know these people, and we're having these conversations like, whoa, you're awesome.
Yeah.
People should see how awesome you are.
Yes.
And so that's, again, the whole premise of the show.
Yes, yeah, because we've been doing it a while and met awesome people like you, and we're
Uh-huh.
like, people need to know more about this. 'Cause I just think
Yeah.
it's so cool. So
Yeah, and just what you mentioned, like so many people on set care just that much, and probably had a similar moment if he's yelling at that many people in a short window. I'm sure a bunch of other people are like, Michael Bay yelled at me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
amazing.
It's been fun though. So so far we have like actors and like Imagineers to like build Disney attractions. It's been
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Or animators that like can animate different things that
Very cool.
It's so cool to see all the different people that are involved in this one process
Yes.
and all the different like perspectives with the same passion behind it.
Yeah, they have a huge passion for storytelling, like you mentioned. I think
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest foundation of any creative work is they have that vision. Usually they're inspired by a movie or an experience they had.
Yeah.
I
I know. I
that's
think
really
like one of the
special.
Imagineers is like I rode the Haunted Mansion and it, like now he was like president of Imagineering and he's like, yeah, but I rode the Haunted Mansion for the first time. I'm like, wow, I want to like build
I
this
want to
ride,
build
right?
stuff like
Yeah.
this.
Or like you watching the Goonies, or our friend Josh was talking and he's like, oh, I wanted to invite Fozzie Bear to my birthday party and I couldn't.
And I
he's
couldn't.
like, so I'm gonna go into the TV so I can meet Fozzie Bear. He's like,
Yeah.
and that's literally
Now
like
he's an actor.
why
Now he's an actor, yeah.
And so it's just funny to me that like they're all unique experiences, of course, but they're all like kind of tied in like a similar like
Yeah, and
this is-
inspired.
yeah,
Yeah.
There's some moment that inspired their like passion for storytelling, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. So a fun project that we remember cheering you on for, that we feel like we had a little bit of contribution for, was the Sock Monster movies.
Yes.
Because it was so, you like were posting and you texted us, you're like, if anybody has socks,
I need socks.
I need
need
socks,
socks.
for this film I'm doing to make a sock
And we're
monster.
like,
I do
We
remember
got you.
we
Yes.
gave a bunch of socks.
And you know what's amazing? I thought we gave a lot of socks, and then I saw other people who gave you like a ton of socks.
I know, yeah. I thought it was a lot of
Whoa.
socks we gave,
Yeah.
and I was like,
thought-
oh,
I thought we
that's a lot of
contributed, and then like
socks.
we did not. Especially once I saw the movie with how many you used, I'm like we didn't.
I couldn't even
know.
find
Yeah,
one of
it
my
was-
own socks. I was looking, I was like,
I
I
we
know.
didn't
I
contribute as
would
much
tell
as
you
we
guys to look for our sock in that, except
I don't think you
I
can
don't-
find them.
find
I don't
There's
think
so
you can
many
find
did.
socks.
We find our socks.
So what was Sock Monster like, and how was that?
Sock Monster was a fun short film that I did, and at my production company that I make like short films and stuff under is like Sock Monster Productions, and it's been that for probably 20 years since before I went to film school.
Wow.
Nice.
So over 20 years. But so I always had this like idea, that it started like as a joke,
Yeah.
about like a pile of socks on a dryer. And, I'm like, oh, that, where all the missing socks go in the washer and dryer, they go be part of this monster. And so like originally I had like a mockumentary that we wrote about like missing socks, and it turns out to be a monster, and he like
Right,
kills
right.
the like documentary, the fake
The
documentary.
cameraman.
film.
The cameraman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we never did that. And then I had like a couple other stories. And then eventually a director, a big director who's kind of like my mentor.
Yeah.
I produced a movie for him, and he was like, "Hey, like, how can we get you directing more? Like, let's do a thing together."
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, like he's like, "Do you still have that Sock Monster script that I read a few years ago?" And I was like, "Actually, yeah, I do." And I changed it. And he's like, "I thought that was so fun and crazy and different. Like, let's make that."
Wow.
And I was
Awesome.
like, "Okay." So
Yeah.
we like, within a month through this project together, the script had been written for years, you know. So and like, I just like
variations.
kept like updating it and fixing it. And so we threw the shoot together, and he helped me book an amazing actress, Brianna Evigan, who starred in like the Step Up movies.
Wow.
And
Nice.
Dust Till Dawn TV show, and so she was like the star. And then I was, as a lighting guy, I was working on the Twin Peaks season 3 or the 20 Years Later season.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And I worked with Derek Mears, who plays like the Predator and Swamp Thing and Jason and like
Right.
any like giant, like tall, huge, muscular like
Yeah.
monster in a movie.
Yeah.
Like
That's him.
1 out of 10 is probably him.
That's
Like, you know, it's like
awesome.
if you pick 10 names out of your mind, like he's probably done like
Yeah.
a couple of them at least.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
But I started like talking to him, and we became friends, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm doing this thing." And he's like, "That sounds awesome."
Yeah.
And so like he was willing to do it, and Brianna was willing to do it, and my mentor was like willing to help me like make it. So we threw it together and shot this thing, and like I started like asking people for socks to make my sock monster, because
Yeah.
that's like where, you know, all the socks go from the washer and dryer. They
Yes.
form this monster.
Right.
And the guy playing the monster was 6'7".
Wow.
You know, and just
Wow.
like huge.
Yeah. That's wild.
You know, so like we ended up getting like 300,000 socks, and
Oh
we
my
still
gosh.
had to go buy more because like we
my gosh.
needed more
That's
socks. Like,
crazy.
You just need all the socks.
it
Wow.
was just such an undertaking. Like,
300,000 socks. That's baffling. I did not know that
Oh
number.
my gosh.
and my costumer was hand sewing this costume
Oh my
together.
goodness.
So like she like we see each other all the time because she's been my costumer on like almost everything I've done since then too.
Oh,
And,
nice.
like,
That's
every
cool.
time we work together, it's like at least I'm not sewing socks.
So that's building a sock monster costume for someone who's
But-
6'7".
Yeah.
She is making another costume because I'm trying to make a sequel.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
That's good.
So if
That's
you
so
do
exciting.
need more
Good
socks,
news.
is that
I've been collecting socks for I think 5 years for this sequel.
Wow.
So like, fingers crossed we're good.
Your
Yeah.
kids
Oh,
like
man.
grow out of a pair of socks. You're like, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, and I still like see people all the time. They're like, "Hey, I've got this garbage bag full of socks." I'm like, "Great,
like give them? I got them.
add them to the monster."
I still
Yeah.
need them.
Yes.
That's great.
That's incredible.
That's
like-
fantastic.
Be right back. Gotta go find my socks.
Gotta go find my socks. Gotta give them to Wes. Gotta give Wes my socks.
Oh yes.
I think your mom gives me socks almost every time we see her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, here, another bag.
More socks.
Another bag.
That's a fun reputation to have.
Yeah.
Anytime it's like, I just thinking about you. I had these socks. And I was
I
like,
have this
what-
bag of socks.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Give me your socks. Good.
Does this make you the sock monster?
It maybe in real life.
The sock
Like,
gatherer.
yeah.
The
Sock
yeah.
gatherer.
The sock supplier, I think.
Is that like a Frankenstein's monster question?
Yeah.
Like, is Frankenstein's monster the monster, or is Dr. Frankenstein the monster?
That's
Like, is that what you're trying to do here?
I think
See,
it
That's
is.
one of the
Possibly.
oldest questions.
We could
in
call you
storytelling.
Dr. Sock Monster.
Dr.
That way there's a little bit of a,
Doc sock
wait, there's a little bit of
But
a
is
separation.
the doctor the monster, or is the monster the monster?
That's it. I read that book and I don't know. I don't know.
Honestly.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yes, that's the one book I read that actually scared me. I was like, whoa. They made me read it in school, like Frankenstein. I was like, wow, like this is a twisted story.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yes, I think Dr. Sock
That's
Monster.
Dr. Sock Monster.
I like
Yes.
Dr. Sock Monster.
Obviously, with all the projects you've done, you've put like so much of your energy into it. What would you do? You have like any personal Easter eggs that you put in there?
Something
like
you like slid in that was like a reference
know.
to a
A
family
reference to-
member.
Wouldn't
Or-
all your friends and family's socks be considered like
I mean,
an
that's
Easter egg?
Yeah,
kind of the
probably, right?
ultimate.
That's a
the
good
ultimate
one.
Easter egg is
Kind of.
I collected everyone I know socks. That's
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I think there's something like that in every project, you know, because everything has symbolism.
Yeah.
You know, so when I write a script, I'm very particular on like names. So I name characters very specifically because like what they mean, or like, you
Yeah.
know, oh, this is the name of the god of war. So if I change it to this, or, you know,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
this character from this movie, and this character is supposed to be like looking up to that or whatever. So
Yeah.
like I'm gonna name them similar to that, or you know.
Yeah. So there's like
Yeah.
symbolism in the names of your characters.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just like everything, you know, like everything you have to like have things that mean things, or like especially in like I've done a couple of thriller movies, and so
Yeah.
like things that like lead people along, or maybe even lead people along the
wrong direction.
way.
Or you're trying to misguide.
Yeah.
Like
point.
there's always
Yeah.
things that mean something, and so people can watch and be like, "Oh, whoa! Do you see that? I bet you that means this."
Yeah.
And maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just a red herring. You know. And,
Yeah.
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 you know, so yeah, there's definitely things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not like the guy who like I always play one character in my movies.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
That's
there
valid.
there are people that do that.
Yes.
What's funny is when we wrote our book, The Ultimate Disneyland Food Guide, we made the first letter of every chapter
Chapter spell out.
capitalized, and when you piece it all together, it like spells a phrase.
It's spelled
And
Yeah.
so.
Oh,
and
cool.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
and so like
I
if
didn't
you-
know that. I'm gonna have to go home and look at it now.
Yeah, so if you piece together all of the capital letters of every chapter,
Yeah,
it's
we
like-
teased this in like our first episode.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think just
Yeah.
for
we
you
still
guys.
haven't actually revealed what it is. Which,
No.
Maybe.
Well,
yeah.
now
we
we told
don't.
them
Well,
how
now
to
you
find
can't
it.
tell me because I have to go find
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Exactly.
you have
So
to
you have to
find it.
reveal it next
Yeah.
episode.
Okay.
Access.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta go find it.
I think we revealed it existed. Now we're revealing the path to actually find it.
Yeah,
There you go.
So-
Yeah, the first capital letter of each chapter is a little phrase, and so we did
Yeah.
that in ours as well. But
That's cool.
I think it makes it more fun. I don't know, and it feels like more personal. And then when people start to like pick up on that kind of stuff too, because I'm sure people have like watched your films and be like, oh, I know this character or whatever. It's like I was able to like piece together that like this
what
name,
this
Like those
means.
story
something.
elements, that you
Yeah.
draw in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's part of what makes like movie watching fun is all like the hidden pieces.
Yeah.
I know. You're
know?
It really is.
like a good movie. Not only can you sit back and watch, but you're not just sitting back. You're kind of making your own leaps. You know what I mean? You're making.
You're so like enthralled
Connections,
in it
right.
that you
Right.
like feel like you're there, like trying to like figure out the mystery or like piece
Right.
something together.
Right,
or, you know.
especially on movies like Sock Monster or different things where there's not like a rom-com sense where it's like easy dialogue, right? You're trying to like tell your story through elements as opposed to
Yeah.
just through dialogue. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's really fun.
I've also cast like the same actor from one project to another project. And basically had him play the same character so that people can
Like,
kind
connect
of stitch that. Okay, these projects take place in the same like sort of universe.
Yeah.
Right,
Even though
yeah.
I don't ever say it or don't ever say their names, but it's just like the
Right.
similarity of it. I've done a few times. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fun things like that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like
that
the
familiarity is really useful, actually.
really
It
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is. And I think it's fun. It's like the Pizza Planet truck being in every,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
Yes,
The
there
Pixar.
it is.
Yeah.
yeah, and it like proves that they're all connected in some way.
In
and,
some way, because obviously Pizza Planet exists
I
or
know.
existed in the
I
case of
know.
Wally.
and I know we're talking Pixar again, but like they also have like those little things that are in that like creates this universe. So even though you never like get a Cars and Monsters and crossover, they're like connected in some way, right?
Yeah.
So it's
You feel it.
Yeah.
yeah, you feel like you're, and then people do these YouTube videos that deep dive like
How they're
how
connected.
they're all
Those
connected.
The plots.
They're,
Yeah.
those break my brain. They're crazy,
Yeah.
but
They're
it's like
crazy.
wow.
The worst part, they're so far fetched, and then they make sense. They'll drive it home with something. Sometimes the Pizza Planet truck, and then you're
Yeah.
like, wow, I really see where
Yeah,
the
you're like,
director
wow.
was going with this.
It's like you're crazy, but I think that is what they did.
Yeah.
So I was
You're
like, oh.
crazy, but maybe they are too.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's
We're all a
fun to
little
have.
crazy.
Yeah,
Right?
For
Right?
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Weren't you listening to Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I know we're all over
Classic.
mad here. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. That's awesome.
It's kind of fun. So Wes is kind of a pretty big Disney fan because we've seen him at Disneyland
We-
many times.
Many
we
times.
have.
I don't know what we've ever asked. Do you have like a favorite Disney movie or like old Disney story or character or anything?
Yeah. My wife is the real big Disney fan.
I
Yes.
do know
Yeah.
that.
I'm Disney fan by proxy.
Right.
that's-
that's fair.
That's fair.
Acceptable.
To her and to us, proxy.
But I do have my favorites, and the Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride.
Yeah.
Moana. I was like the year Moana came out. I was like, this is the best movie of the year. Like
Yeah.
there
We
is
said
not
the
a better
same
thing.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are lots of Disney things
Yeah.
that I absolutely love. Pirates of the Caribbean. Who doesn't
Oh,
love
oh my gosh. Yeah.
gosh.
Those
Yeah.
are some of the best.
Those are and
Oh my
they were
gosh.
way ahead of their time with like CGI and stuff too, because like
The crazy part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Davy Jones is insane. Like he is like so intricate. I almost think the CGI in that is like better than some modern ones because it's so like easily accessible now that you don't have to almost don't have to work as hard as you did back then.
Yeah, they were
So-
building it then, so they had to put that effort in.
That- yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, those movies are insane. I love those Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And then I agree with you on Moana.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
love that movie.
I was blown away by the water animation at like just at the base level.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
And
was
the storytelling's
incredible.
great.
The
Yeah,
storytelling,
incredible
yes.
elements.
We
in a story.
we actually watched Moana, and then my dad fell asleep in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And
What?
so the
I
next,
know.
I know.
To be
Okay,
fair,
it had been a
we were
really long
exhausted.
week.
Yeah.
So we
So he had an
literally,
excuse.
we like
Dad's gonna
he
pass.
slept all day. The next night, we're like, you have to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
we made
no.
him sit down and we watched it back to back.
We woke up the next morning.
Yeah.
We didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
We were like, you're awake now and you're watching this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
we
then,
didn't wait till nighttime. We didn't want to make the same
No.
mistake.
Yeah.
Have him fall asleep
midday.
again.
We made him watch Moana.
We got
And
him
so-
his coffee. We're like, watch this.
So he loved it too.
He
and,
did.
and we got to watch it 2 nights in a row, which was great. So,
great.
but yeah,
We've done
Moana.
that since then too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
not the first time.
Yes. No. Then he falls asleep, or we watch it twice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. But yeah, great movie.
Yeah,
we love
oh,
that
yeah.
one.
Yeah. There are so many funny moments like when we're hanging out with Wes and his family because he'll be just kind of like quietly. We finally catch up. We're like, so how's work stuff going? And then you say what you're doing. And some of them are super cool. And one time you told us, I remember we were at dinner, and you're like, I was working on a music video with Sabrina Carpenter this week. And we're like, oh, that's cool. We kind of just asked like a couple small elements, and that was it. But then the next day, now that it's out, I'll say it was the Taste music video.
Yeah.
And she teased like a celebrity guest but we didn't know who it was because it was just the back of her head. And I so badly, I wanted to be like, Wes, you know.
Eric-
And you were on
Eric,
set.
actually, you-
I DM'd it out of care. I was like, Wes knows who this is.
It was like he didn't
knows.
tell us. He didn't tell us who this was.
Yeah, I was like, I know
And
you
so
know.
I think we texted you. We were like, we know you know who this is, and you're like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
But
Finally,
that
a couple
one-
days
Fine.
later, yeah, Jenna Ortega was in it, which was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hilarious music video because it honestly like it has a little bit of that like horror slasher element, but it also was like so funny. Like
my
it
gosh.
was really funny.
Yeah.
So what did you do in that one? Like what was that environment like? In our music videos, like are they like a one day thing or do they take multiple days? Or like what's the
What's the difference in like production?
Yeah,
for
From
For
that
music
side.
videos.
Yeah.
Well, for that music video, I was the gaffer. Cool. But it's, every project is different. So like even
I
every
know.
movie is different, every music video is different. That was actually a pretty big video. We shot,
Wow.
I think 3 days, and we had like a day of prep.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But it was very secretive. Like,
Yeah.
it was actually a friend of mine called me and was like, "Hey, I can't do this video. Will you cover me
Yeah.
with my cinematographer and gaff this thing?" And I was
Wow.
like, "Oh yeah, sure, sounds good."
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I showed up and introduced myself to the cinematographer and stuff. And
Yeah.
like we kind of knew each other, but like not really. And so then we start scouting and stuff, and they're just initials. Like it's a SC video.
Oh yeah.
and
SC.
and the number 1 and number 2 are SC and JO, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so we're like, okay, who's this?
Yeah,
who,
yeah.
CJO.
who could this be? Who could this be? Who could
yes.
this be?
It's funny because those are their actual initials, so like you could piece it together, but it also is like
At the same
you
time,
have to,
it's
like,
just
really
subtle
know the
enough.
lore.
Without
Yeah.
context,
Like, okay,
though.
who,
Yeah, without
who
context.
could it be? And so like,
And it's just enough context to know that they don't actually want you to figure out who that is.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, we're not saying it outright
Who's
for a
Joe?
reason.
if you figure it out, that's cool, but we're not gonna
But we're
tell
not
you.
gonna.
Yeah.
But I think we all figured it out, like on the scout, like while we were scouting and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it was super fun because it was like this kind of like comedy horror thing. It was supposed to be like that 80s movie Death Becomes Her.
Right. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So we were scouting like this giant mansion like up in the hills somewhere.
Yeah.
And like nobody had ever filmed there before. It was like it was
Wow.
Nice.
just sold from like a trust, had owned it for like years, and they just sold it, and whoever bought it was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna open this up for filming. And like
Yeah.
since
Nice.
then people are shooting there like all the time, but we
Yeah.
were like the first ones filming there, and it was like
That's
this
cool.
very like cool location.
Yeah.
But everything was like super secret, and we were talking
Yeah.
and like the director was very excited about everything. And
like,
we're
"This
like,
is
so
gonna be
like
really
cool."
we all got really excited about it. And then
Yeah.
we started like once like I knew the script and the story and what we were doing, I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like halfway through the scout, we were like, we started figuring out who was in it and who was the singer. And we were like, okay,
oh,
this is really cool.
this is really
Like, this
cool.
is gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. So we
Yeah.
got like super excited about it.
Because that video broke the internet.
It really
Yeah, it
did.
was a big
Like,
one.
that was
Yeah.
a big one, and like I was amazed with like just how like the marketing for the video and everything, and then the song and everything like that video literally broke the internet. And
Yeah,
so
it
I
was
was
a
like,
big
wow.
one.
I was like,
Yeah.
and then it's funny because you told us about it obviously before, and I didn't know it would break the internet. And then,
Yeah,
then
it's
I
just-
watched it
yeah.
start breaking the internet, and I'm like, whoa! Like this is the
Wes
video
worked
Wes
on this
worked
one.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
And so that was cool for me too to like see something that I knew you worked on like have like that kind of impact, I was
Yeah.
like, dang, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
sometimes it's hard, like when you're working on stuff, because you did sign your life away saying that you're not going to tell people about this, So
Yeah,
you gotta
right.
be,
Yeah.
like, you
Right.
can't just like
No.
talk about everything. But even then, like before it comes out, like if
Yeah.
I were to tell you about it,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been nearly as excited, right? Until
no,
after you
no,
saw it,
not at all.
and then you
Right.
saw it, and you're like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, no matter how excited I am,
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody I'm talking to is not going to be as excited.
I know.
Until
Right.
after.
After they
Well,
see
you
it.
after
see the
it's a thing.
product,
Yeah.
and it gets so
and
much
it's
cooler.
funny because like then you can like talk about it and like tell people and then try to explain.
Yeah.
Then in one regard, they like A, just aren't grasping it, and then B, you're almost like hyping it to the point that they're watching, be like,
Yeah, it was all right.
It was
It was a
alright.
video.
yeah. And then you're like, no.
Good job, Wes.
It's like, you have no idea.
Understand. Wait.
So anyway, we've definitely done that with our YouTube videos.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
big
many
time.
times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We'll like
yes.
sneak an element into a video and then people just like, oh, that was a good video. It's like, no, but it was like really,
yeah, but you don't understand.
Really, this moment.
really,
This
yeah.
moment.
Or it'll be like we used a drone shot that was like
Yeah.
so much effort to like get clearance. I had to like get a
know.
license to fly
Yeah.
it and all this stuff.
I
And then
know.
everyone's like, oh, that's nice. It's like, no, but it was so
I
nice.
know.
Yeah.
Getting the drone shot, we used it twice. Once at the East High School of High School Musical, which was really fun. And then the second one was in Hawaii, where we got
Yeah.
probably like the most gorgeous footage of our entire career as YouTubers. It's like
Yeah.
this drone footage that we got in Hawaii. And it was like, we were just like geeking out over the footage. Like, all right, now we got to tell some kind of story that makes this not just like B-roll.
Now we have to
that's
be
kind
able
of
to
fun.
use it somewhere.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The other
Exactly.
funny part, like to a viewer and to the people, like once you introduce a drone shot, that becomes the standard. And so
I
then
know,
everything
I know.
felt so amateur. And like, I was like, yeah, but the drone shot was like, that was it. Like the fact that we had a drone shot was what was cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then we had to tie in all these other elements to
And then-
compete with ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then even like what was really funny is then we started getting all these like drone ideas, but because of like so much of the content we make is at Disneyland, where we like obviously can't
Fly a drone.
And
Yeah.
a lot
Then
of
we're like,
Southern California, you can't really fly the drone
Yeah,
anyway because
airports.
we have
Yeah,
so many
it's so
airports.
hard.
There's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Other
there's
productions are
so
always
much blocked airspace.
And
Yeah.
some
I know.
some cities are entirely blocked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard. We were fortunate that we were able to do it in Hawaii, and then at East High School in Utah, I think it was just
Utah's very open.
Utah was
yeah,
just
just
open.
airs, yeah.
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 Although what we didn't realize when we got a drone, we're like, oh, we're gonna take this to the national parks and fly it. It's gonna be
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, it's gonna be
And
awesome.
apparently that's like the
Banned.
one place
That's
No.
where
like
All
the
national
biggest
parks.
band.
Nope.
Yeah.
all national parks are banned. I was
Which
like,
in
oh.
hindsight actually makes sense.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
I mean,
that.
there's a reason there's not a ton of technology around that area
No, like
in the
it,
first place.
It makes it, you crash the drone. That's a bad thing. Like
Yes.
I get why, but like part of the draw of buying it was like, oh, we're gonna go to all these pretty national parks and fly a drone. It's like,
It's
oh,
like, oh.
None of them.
Nope.
none of
No.
them. So
None.
anyway,
We found out because we took it to Shenandoah National Park during the fall, and we're like, "This is gonna be a great video. We're gonna
Yes.
get beautiful drone shots
beautiful
with these
drone
trees."
footage of like Shenandoah with like all the like orange like trees that have turned to the
yes,
fall colors,
and we're gonna go up and we'll get the river in the background.
The wildest thing, so like we show up, we can't fly our drone. We're like, oh, it's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
There's some dude next to us who like broke his drone and flew it anyway.
Yeah, he had
right?
like
Uh-huh.
some
And
manual
he,
overrides.
he,
Jump
like,
off drone.
like he's standing next to us. He takes his drone up and out,
and we're
it's
like,
gone.
"Hey."
And then
We're like, "You can't do that
this
because we
ranger-
can't do that."
This ranger appears out of
Out of
nowhere.
nowhere.
No,
And
he's like,
he
"Get
got in
that
so
down
much
right
trouble,
now."
and I'm like, I'm glad that wasn't us, because
Yeah.
like now he does it. You're like, oh, if he could do it, it's like, can I do it? And
And
I
then
know,
I'm
we
like,
start like
no.
unzipping the bag, or we're like, oh,
And they're like,
never
nope,
mind.
we're
We're
Yeah.
like, "Is
Yeah.
this the one spot it's allowed?" And he's like, "No." And we're like, "Oh."
Yeah. So anyway,
That
that
makes
was
sense.
that was wild because like we went with the anticipation to do it, can't do it. Somebody else does it, and then he gets smacked. We're like, "Oh,
Busted."
okay."
Yeah.
So,
I
that
mean,
won't
yeah,
be
there's
us.
some fun elements to production. You
Yeah,
just-
I know.
And you truly, I think you might have said this earlier, like you learn so much just being on set and
Yeah.
just doing it right.
I know
then
we're
you-
at this what nine episodes or I don't know a bunch of episodes of
more
our
than
podcast.
10. Yeah.
More than 10.
learn a
And
little bit every time.
If you've been watching all of them, there's like minor changes maybe to you, but they're huge changes to us. Like these little
These
These
little
mic stands.
stands.
We love these
instead of
guys.
those arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
the arms took up so much visual space.
So much visual
we're very
space.
happy to have these little guys.
And they took a really long time to set up.
yes, they did.
These travel like this.
Just set. We're
you just
done.
set them down and you're fine.
I know. So
Yeah.
anyway, like you said, big moments behind the scenes, like the viewer may not always pick up on, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
Who,
your
kn-
product
who
better.
knew that mic stands were so exciting,
my
right?
gosh.
So
Right?
exciting.
Are you guys
Yes.
all excited?
Yeah.
No?
Are the
I'm
viewers
excited.
maybe?
Well, then, come on. This is really the real deal.
Wow, mic stands.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
they're like
We have a totally awesome show sign, which
I know.
which is
We-
totally awesome.
Totally
Thank
awesome.
you. We had to get that
Thank
custom
you.
made and big.
Yes.
big
Anyway, but
moves.
it really is though, like all these little things that go into production that are like so personal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
then when you like try to always like tell people about it, sometimes they're like, "That's cool that you have a sign." It's like,
And I'm like,
what?
no,
It's
that's
like
really
it's
cool.
Like, it's like, why would you do a podcast and not have a sign?
Who wouldn't
It's like-
have a sign? Hello.
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
Yeah.
But you don't understand. Like, it took us this far to get here.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
has been a journey.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent, I guess. Like, imagine you're at a restaurant and
Yeah.
they're like, "We just got a new pan," and you're like, "Is my pizza ready?" And they're like, "This pan is so nice." I feel like that's just an example that popped
Yes.
in my
And they're like,
head.
"We just got brand new forks, and we're really excited
We're
about
really
the brand
excited
new
about the
forks."
forks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I really don't care about your forks. It's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, is this different from last time in
like,
some way?
I don't even
I
know
can't
this.
tell.
All right, I will ask though, and we'll probably steer away from the minute stuff. But is there any advice you have to people who want to be filmmakers or
Yeah.
want to work in cinema or storytelling or just part of your journey that you would share? Something you learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, or-
We actually, it's funny. We have a lot of people that'll like ask us about different things because, like, how do you get into Hollywood, or we want to come. And my first reaction was like, you got to ask Wes. Like, he's the guy that like did it. And
I know.
does it
Yeah,
and knows.
so connected.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I always think it's kind of funny because
Well,
to
so-
me you're the guy. So-
Somebody once told me when I was like asking like, how do you get money to make a movie, right? Somebody
Yeah.
once told me, it was like,
Right.
there's no one way to do it. And once somebody does it that way, nobody else can do it that way again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The path closes after like it's gotten once. So like there's no one real way to get into Hollywood, And, like,
Yeah.
I came from this small town in Idaho where like I didn't even like know anything about
Yeah.
the industry, right? Or like
Right.
what departments and roles and like what jobs you could get or where like
Yeah.
I was under the impression that I was going to go off to film school,
Yeah.
and then I was going to go back to Idaho and be this like the
Legend.
Kevin Smith of Idaho,
Yeah.
Like I was going to make all these giant movies there, and
In
like, it was
Idaho.
like no, that's
not
not
how that
the way it
works.
works,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way that worked for me
Mm-hmm.
was just like hard work, dedication, and passion. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
my thing is that I have, because, I don't have an uncle that's a producer.
Yeah.
I don't, I didn't know anybody in the industry. I don't have family friends that could like give me a leg up or like, I had nothing. I didn't even know how to do it until
Yeah.
film school,
Right.
Yeah.
It was just like, I have to work harder than anybody else in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the good thing is that there's like, I don't remember who said this, but somebody said like, amateurs compete,
Yeah.
professionals help each other or collaborate.
Oh yeah. I like
You
that. I like that.
And it really rings true. Like there's plenty of room for everybody to like chase their dreams,
Yeah.
and for all of us to help each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the only thing that's worked for me is hard work. Like
Yeah.
I have to work harder, write more projects, pitch more decks, smile bigger
Yeah.
and like be a bigger presence,
Yeah.
than anybody else. And like that's what pushes me forward and what like
Yeah.
gives me a leg up each time. And then it's just
Yeah.
like dedication and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and
Yeah.
like hard work one step after another.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think even if you had that uncle or family or whatever that gave you a leg up, they would get you that one project, but your hard work and dedication
Yeah.
is what would get you called back.
Yes.
Yeah.
'Cause if you show up and you're, not really doing the job as well as everyone wants you to, they're just not going to call you next time, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
that's where that kind of happens.
It allows
right?
you to get
It
that
allows
repeat
you-
call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe for somebody watching this kind of is like, even if you're working on a huge production, you see it, it's all very, very personal. And,
Yeah.
Still, maybe when you got your start, right, like you meet a cinematographer, you meet someone and then join them and eventually you learn that role and then you get, then you get to be a director, but it's all still very, very personal and kind of
Yeah.
like the people you meet, they're always going to be working on other projects. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just focus on those people because it's all about people.
And that's
Yeah.
how you get from job to job is that, like,
Yeah.
you know, when you work hard on this project and people like working with you,
Yeah.
you know, then they bring you to the next job and then you
Yeah.
get to meet new people on that job. And those people like you and are impressed with how hard you work. And then they take you to another job. And that's how you just continue to grow and meet people and
Yeah.
go from not knowing anybody who even knew anybody in the industry to
Right.
like, you know, having like a full-time, like real life career and
Yeah.
passions and dreams in the actual industry.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you get connected by like being a good presence on a set where like people need your help, right? And then
Yeah.
and then you do the job well, and then they like working with you, and then they're like, well, why don't we just call Wes because he was fantastic
Right.
last
or
time?
They
you know?
trust you
Or-
with more next time. You
yeah,
know?
or
Like,
and then yeah, it's like every time you're just kind of not auditioning for the next role, but you kind of are in a way,
in
you
a
know,
lot of
maybe
ways.
not.
Yeah.
In a lot
Yeah,
of ways,
but-
yeah, you're
Yeah.
kind of building that reputation so that they know they can rely on you the next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's reputation
It's-
building.
yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
And
That's
it's
what
not
I'm
only
trying to say.
that; it's like the film industry is very difficult, and we do long hours. You know, like
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
day. Every day is pretty much like a minimum of 12 hours. You know, I've
Yeah.
done 16-hour days quite regularly. I've done 18-hour days. I've done over 20-hour days. You know, of straight work. You know,
Yeah.
That's a lot.
and, and so that and then you know you work on a movie or a TV show that's like 9 months or 3 months or 11 months or
Yeah.
13 months long of 18-hour days,
Yeah.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know, I see my crew more than I see my family sometimes. You
I
So
know.
it's like you have to enjoy being around that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They-
Right.
You know, everybody's got to pull their own weight. It's like you gotta, you know, you gotta be totally awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go. Love it.
Yes.
Love you put that in
Perfect.
there. Well, and I'm sure that like doing that, you've gotten to work with some cool people like along
Yeah.
the way. That like, I mean, you started with Michael Bay, or
Yes.
maybe not started, but you know, the Michael Bay story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
then can tie that into like.
Did you get to do multiple projects with that crew when you worked with him?
I did, yeah, I did.
Wow.
I think I probably ended up doing parts of like 9 different Michael Bay movies.
Wow.
And it was always like, he's very inspiring because it's
Yeah.
just like so much energy and like his things are so big and you get to do like these like, let's throw cars over that building today. And it's like, all right.
Sure.
He said so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's go do it.
The boss said we have to, so I guess we have to. You know, like
no.
you get to do like these like crazy, amazing things that like real people would never get to do. Like,
Yeah.
I did a commercial with Michael Bay where I had to like lay down on the ground and shine a light in a lion's mouth when it roared.
Whoa.
So in order to get comfortable with the lion, they paid me for 3 days to like go be with the lion and the trainer. I got to feed it with like little meat on a stick.
Yeah.
And like
Oh my
I had to
gosh.
like be in his presence for like 3 days in order for me to be so close that I could like shine this light in his mouth.
Yeah.
as
That
he
is
rolled.
so
The
cool.
lion
And like,
had to, like
nobody
like, be
gets to
friends
do
with
things
you.
like that, you know?
That's wild.
And side note, like every time that my eyes met that lion's eyes, it was terrifying.
I
Like-
believe it.
I was like, oh,
like your blood runs cold.
Like,
Like
wow.
it's crazy. You know,
That's
like
insane.
things
I
like
can't
that.
even
you know.
imagine.
And then
Yeah.
a week later, I'm working with David Lynch or Steven Spielberg, and then I
Yeah.
go back into another Michael Bay movie. Like I've very privileged to do a lot of
yeah,
really cool things.
that is
like
so
That's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
normal people don't get to do. And so
I know,
it's-
right?
Yeah.
Well, and what's funny is you're the guy that was picked to be close to the lions.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, Wes
They're
will
like,
do that.
Wes can do
They're
that.
like, we'll have Wes do
Yeah.
that. And that's what's funny too. Is like, well, he's the lighting guy, so obviously he should be the one that shines the light in the lion's
Right.
mouth. Like,
Yes.
come on,
Oh my gosh.
that's crazy.
That. Oh my gosh.
Oh
yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I would be so terrified to be that close
Yeah.
to a lion.
Yeah.
Like I love lions, but from a safe distance.
Yeah.
You know?
Very, very
Like-
safe distance.
Yeah, like on
Yeah.
my TV.
Exactly.
I didn't realize it was gonna be so intimidating. Like every time it looked at me, like until I was there, and I'm like, okay,
Yes, like my heart stops.
5 feet is a little close.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
that is
amazing.
so crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But just kind of like that love and commitment for every job that you get on a set is the only thing that keeps you coming back. kind of
Yeah.
thing. So that's
yeah.
amazing.
No, you really do have to love it. And that is totally awesome. I got
It
like
is.
Yeah.
yeah, that was totally awesome.
That is. That's awesome.
yeah.
I hadn't heard the lion one before either.
No.
I know.
That's a new
Yeah.
one for us. Yeah.
That is.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's so cool that like you get to have these cool experiences, like tossing cars. I mean, that's awesome.
That's also
right?
very cool.
That's something that you dream of doing at 8 years old when you're like throwing Hot Wheels.
I would like to say he says this as an older brother who would line up all of my dolls to knock them down.
I've called it Knockdown. My
He
favorite
did.
game was called
Yes.
Knockdown.
Drove me
Grenades
insane.
or
But
cars
so yes,
or
hearing
trucks,
the
yeah.
throwing cars and trucks over the building, totally Adams.
Yeah.
I also
like,
got
wheelhouse.
to ride in Optimus Prime. They drove me around the city of Detroit inside Optimus Prime.
That's so
Like,
cool.
That
That's
was
a
really
cool
cool.
one.
Like that might have been that. Can I make that my story of when I knew I made it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
absolutely. I'm in Optimus Prime
Let's
right
scratch
now.
back and make that the story.
Yeah.
because
Cool.
that was,
Wow.
Oh man.
What?
My-
Why?
yeah.
Wait, what? That's wow. In Optimus Prime. That's crazy.
That's a big
Was
one.
there
gosh.
like why? What was your reason for being in it?
I asked. I pretty much begged. It was like I
That's
think it was
better than there being a good reason.
Transformers 5.
Yeah.
We were in Detroit and we were shooting and Michael Bay also has like the same crew every time,
Right,
like,
that's cool.
he knows everybody's name. Like
Yeah.
if he were to see me today, he'd be like, "Hey Wes, how's it going?"
Wow,
like
that's
he knows
amazing.
he knows what everybody does, everybody's name. Like he pays attention to everything, right?
That's fantastic.
And
That's
so,
why
like-
you can walk in and direct like that.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
But so like I'd worked with the same drivers for 8 movies at that
Yeah.
point or whatever. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting around one day and I'm like, "Hey, I don't think you guys understand how big of a Transformers fan I am. Can I have a ride?" And they were like, "Yeah, come on in." And I was like,
Yes, I am in Optimus Prime riding around Detroit.
Oh,
That's
man. That's
fantastic.
so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's something you can't even like think of that. Then
Yeah.
you like get the opportunity. Like I am literally in Optimus Prime right now, like
Yeah.
driving around Detroit. That's
That's
so cool.
awesome. That's
That's
totally
so
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
That's
So,
certifiably totally awesome.
and those are other crew members that are totally awesome and hooks me up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
I
fun.
love just the teamwork that goes into making these. Like,
Yeah.
it takes so many awesome people to create something that awesome. And I just think like the magic you guys have together, and then that gift that you give to the viewer that allows there to be like 8 movies, right? And so
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
the magic of the first few resonated with people to the point that you got to keep going back and creating cool new
More.
things and making more magic and I don't it's just hard to wrap your mind
Bringing
around.
all that joy to people is so
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
And then you got to experience a little extra yourself with
I know. And then
That-
the full circle moment too of
Yes.
you then being a fan of what you're making, right? And then
Yeah.
so then you're making a Transformers movie, but then geeking out that you're an Optimus Prime, or geeking out that it's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in your hand, right? And
Yeah.
so it's this awesome moment where it's
Yeah.
you're making it, but you're also a fan, and then just circles back around.
Yeah.
Right? So,
That is pretty awesome.
yeah, that's super cool. That's super cool.
I
It doesn't
love
happen all the time, but there are
like, you know.
No,
Yeah.
of course.
but there are some projects where you're just like, "This is so cool."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool, Wes. Be cool.
Be cool.
Be cool.
It's come on. You're on the crew, not a fan. Take your fan hat off. I know.
Yeah.
We laugh at ourselves sometimes because we sometimes feel like professional fans because we really
Yeah.
we really just
Get to
freak
go
out
around and
all
just
the
geek
time.
out about some pretty crazy things.
Yeah.
And,
then-
of course, you can't do it too much because then you're like, wait,
well-
you have to be cool.
I mean,
You're here for a reason. But
Yeah.
also,
we had the voice actor of Mickey on our show, Mickey Mouse, and
Mickey
we're
Mouse?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing from Mickey is never not cool.
never
Yeah,
not
It's
cool.
just
Did you make him
Yeah.
do the whole interview in Mickey's voice?
a
Not the
portion of
whole
it.
one.
Yes, not the
A
whole
portion.
thing, but
Yes.
he did.
I feel like
show
that was
us
a
a
lost
little bit.
opportunity.
I know, right?
I
He
know.
did sit down though, and he showed us how to do the voice.
He did show us
And-
how to, yeah.
There's some great pieces of that one.
Yeah.
Just
We're gonna leave it to him though, because I gotta say
We're not
my
good.
Mickey voice is not.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty
I can
Yeah.
do better. Mostly I do.
yeah.
My kids make me do it a lot.
Dude, I love
There
that.
you go.
I love your kids.
Oh, my gosh. They're like
right
my
up my
favorite.
alley, as they say.
Whoa.
That's his last name. If you missed it at the beginning, it's West
Yeah.
Alley. So it's kind of a joke. Anyway. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping on our
Oh my
totally
gosh.
awesome show.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yes.
on.
I
This
feel like
is
I
fun.
could talk to you for another 2 hours. It was so
Honestly.
much
I know.
fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Of
it was good, and I can't wait to see whatever your next cool thing you do is. It'll be,
Yes.
whatever's next is going to be. Just
I'm
totally
sure it
awesome.
will be totally awesome.
It will be.
Yes.
It will be.
Totally awesome.
Yes.
And then you can come back and talk about it.
There you go.
Cool.
All right.
Well, I
Thank
hope
you
you
guys for
guys
watching.
enjoyed meeting our good friend Wes. He's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And when we started, we gotta have Wes. on
We
the
gotta
show.
have Wes.
So
Yeah.
Because
Let us know.
Totally awesome.
in the comments, did you have a favorite story, favorite moment?
Anything you loved?
Do you have a story that resonated with you or that you want to tell now in the comments?
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. We love
Yeah.
chatting with you guys in the
We
comment
do.
section. So anyway,
Alright.
Is it totally awesome?
This episode was.
I think
big
this
time.
episode was
Awesome.
totally awesome.
I think it was.
Yeah.
we already knew you were totally awesome.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
totally awesome. You are an awesome person with an awesome story.
And that's like literally the whole point of this show.
Yeah.
Good show.
I love it.
It is. So,
Yeah.
thank you guys for being totally awesome and
Thanks for
watching this
watching.
totally awome show.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Be sure to subscribe.